Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're gonna be going over Arsenal and Chelsea. And first things first, if you haven't hit the subscribe button already, please hit the subscribe button. It's free. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Now, this Chelsea Arsenal game, usually when you get these big matches on the weekend, the whole entire week you kind of build it up, build it up, build it up, and it just doesn't at all live up to the expectations that you kind of give it and how you feel the match should be played. it's it's either extremely lackluster, it's a cagey chess match, it's just not anything that is great for views. Like it's not a fantastic viewing experience at all. But this this did not let down at all. And I think we'll get to that, but I think if Caicedo doesn't get sent off, I think we have a certified hood classic. I'm gonna be honest with you. This game was, even Chelsea being down 10 men, was fantastic. You had excellent performances by each team. I think Arsenal should feel a little let down in the fact that they didn't get it, the 3 points, but getting a point at Stamford Bridge is nothing to laugh at. There's still 5 points at the top of the league right now. So it's not anything to harp about or look down on. I mean, they could have been 7 points clear at the top, but who cares? You guys still got a point. And I think, to be honest, this may be my bias coming out. I think Chelsea should have won that game. And I think purely to the point of, I feel like Enzo Maresca set the team up so well. Besides having a boneheaded mistake from Caicedo, and I do get it because the game had so much passion in it from the first minute. We get this game going, and Chelsea are always up for these big games, dude. Big match Maresca, you got big match Chelsea. The team is just, they're so up for it. I don't know what it is or what he says to them before the games, when they come up against these big teams, but man, they just come out and they perform like demons, dude. And I love watching Chelsea play when they're like this. It's the small teams that we play against that I worry about, to be honest, because we come up against the likes of PSG, Barcelona, Liverpool, Arsenal. We play so well, and it's like we set up perfectly for these games, but we play against the smaller teams, and we're lackluster, we're lackadaisical, we're lazy. It's poor every single time. But let me not get into that. Chelsea Arsenal, man, this game from the first minute had so much fire in it. It was insane. And leading up into that Caicedo red card, Anthony Taylor just set the game off, giving a yellow card in the first 4 minutes. I think he just set the tone of the game too poorly. Um, as an experienced referee, you definitely shouldn't be doing that. And I just feel like he really kind of let the game down, the fans down, because we could have had a fantastic, fiery game if he didn't do that. And it was still an amazing game, but I feel like the game could have been a lot more physical in parts where it wasn't. And I think Arsenal not having Saliba and Gabriel obviously is a massive L for them. And having Mosquera and Hincapié back there, they're very good center backs, and I think they've shown when they're with Gabriel or when they're with Saliba, they look really good. But we haven't seen them at all together. So this is really kind of their first meetings together, and you got to find out who's the A side, and you don't know who's the more dominant center back, who's the more ball playing center back, who should take more responsibility. And so I think Chelsea definitely got the better of that duo, and I think our strikers weren't really effective today, and we saw that with having João Pedro on in the beginning, and then Liam Delap gets subbed on, and obviously we didn't have a striker that really was too involved today. I think João Pedro had some moments. He definitely didn't look up and see Esteval on that one attempt in the beginning, but I think Maresca set up this team so perfectly today, and I think Reece James was phenomenal. Reece James was all over the place. He was letting his physical presence be known all over the pitch. He was defending, he was attacking, he was creating chances. This guy was all over the place today, and he was immense, man. That's the Reece James that Chelsea fans want to see. That's the Reece James that England fans want to see. He looked unreal today. And man, if we can see more of that going in the future, dude, it looks excellent. And speaking of another player who was injured a ton and looked really good today, Wesley Fofana. I think people have forgotten about him and overlooked him a bit because when Chelsea did buy him and they bought him for what was it, 80 million? Is it ridiculous feat? And we bought him, and at points people were like, "Wow, it's a bargain for an insane French young center back." But he's just been nothing but ineffective due to his injuries, and he can't stay fit. But if Maresca can somehow figure out a regiment and figure out a schedule that works for him to keep him fit and going this entire season, we have a great back line leading into next season, having Levi Colwill, Wesley Fofana, Chalaba, um, Towson. I mean, we could look pretty dangerous in the defense, but I think today both sides were almost kind of not flawless because I think some Arsenal players were not lazy. I feel like they just didn't go for it like they normally do, and I think you've seen this season Arsenal struggle with teams really, really going at them, being super, super physical. You saw that with Sunderland. You saw that today with Chelsea. I mean, it just seems like Arsenal can't not deal with it because they dealt with it pretty well, but they're almost taken back a bit whenever they do have a really physical team. And I mean, all 11 or 10 in this in this instance are extremely physical. And I think if Caicedo doesn't get sent off, I'm going to say it. I think Chelsea win this game. I think Chelsea were the better side today, and I know that may be biased, and I may be seeing with my blue tinted glasses, but I think that Chelsea were the better team today. Um, I think the standout players for us were Reece James. I think Kukurea had a good game, which is weird because Kukurea had a really good game, but Saka also had an extremely good game. So it's like, it doesn't really make sense now that I'm saying it, to be honest. But I still think that both those players had really, really good games. I think it sucks for Esteval that he had to come off. I feel like every time we have a red card, Esteval is the one sacrificial lamb that always has to give up his spot. And super unfortunate, but I think that's part of Enzo's coaching, and I think he's trying to protect him a little bit, which I don't blame him for. He's a young kid, super young talent, and you don't want to risk any poor media, anything like that really coming for him. So take him off, bring on a more experienced player in Garnacho. And I get it, Garnacho is more of a tireless runner. He's going to press from the front. He'll get back and defend. So it made sense. That's also one thing I want to talk about. Maresca not giving up the game as soon as we get the red card. I think he really learned from the Manchester United game when Sanchez got sent off and he had he used 3 subs in the span of like 10 minutes. So thank God he didn't do the same thing today. When I saw that red card, I instantly was kind of checked out from the game and I was like, man, this is going to ruin it. We had a chance at this game because I think 30 minutes in, we looked like the better team. We looked more dominant. And seeing Maresca not just completely throw the game plan out and play with what he had till halftime, go in, set up a new plan, and I think he executed it perfectly. I think it was a great game from the boys in general, man. And ironically, I think it's funny that we scored from a corner kick because Arsenal are the set piece kings right now in the Premier League and Europe, to be honest. I mean, these guys are killing it set piece wise. And then Arsenal get the equalizer with a beautiful cross from Saka and a grown man's header from Mikel Merino, man. That guy is just inevitable. He scores what feels like almost every single week now. I know he's actually not scoring every week, but the dude is all over the place. And for someone who's a central midfielder, he's probably better than your team striker. So it's like, this guy is unreal, man. And he's just everything he does is so, with such physical, like, such a grown man's intent. Bro. He goes out there and he really balls out. But anyways, I think today it was a fantastic game. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch the highlights. I would suggest watching the whole game. It was a brilliant game, I think. and you get to watch midfield Reece James absolutely cook. Man, that guy was. If you do watch back the highlights or you do watch back the game, just watch Reece James, man. The way he defended, the way he followed Declan Rice around most of the game, like a brilliant performance from Reece James and Chelsea today. I think a draw was a good result for us, especially knowing the circumstances. But I really feel like we could have won that game. But anyways, it was a great game. Chelsea are, I believe, at 24 points. We're sitting at third, 1 point behind Manchester City, and Arsenal are clear 5 points at the top. But they could have been 7. So that's on them. Anyways, I think it was a fantastic performance today from both sides. And if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and drop a like, please. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, smash that motherfucking subscribe button. Peace.